Pennsylvania Congressman and member of the new House DOGE caucus, Dan Meuser, joins me now. Congressman, Zoe Lofgren, you may have heard it, right? She says DOGE is unconstitutional. Says you can't impound funds that Congress has appropriated. Is she right?
Well, what she's doing is, Stuart, she's fighting for the swamp, right? Here, the Democrats, before the election, were fighting against closing the border. Now they're fighting against us bringing efficiencies to the government. Look, our federal government, my fellow Americans, we're becoming not a democracy, but a bureaucracy. And that's going to change. We have a plan. We have President Trump in the White House. We have a very willing Congress. And this is going to be a reckoning for limited government.
Well, you're on the DOGE House caucus. What's your top priority?
Well, what the American people are seeing right now is this outrageousness that 6% or is it 1% of federal employees are showing up for work. You know, under the Trump administration, it was 97%, you know, prior to COVID, and they never came back. So there's almost 8,000 federal buildings left vacant. So that's going to be step one. And I'll tell you what, if a lot of those people don't want to come back, the federal government is bloated. Everybody knows that. The American people know that. That'll save $350 billion over a 10-year period right there. But there's contracting that hasn't been reviewed. Stuart, I was with Vivek and Elon yesterday for over an hour and a half, and there were so many ideas. It got to the point we were laughing. We were shaking our heads. We just couldn't believe what was being dug up, what was being wasted. And it's about time. DOGE could not have come soon enough, and we're all going to dig in, and we're going to have great pro-growth economic policies, but we're also going to reduce the size and waste and fraud and abuse in our government.
I'm all for it, but I have to get back to my original question. Can you impound funds that Congress has appropriated?
Well, look, first of all, it's an advisory committee. Right? So they're going to point out to the secretaries in the president's cabinet and to the president, of course, what they recommend. Congress is going to review it. If we need legislation in order to execute on those plans, we will do so. Like, for instance, there's something known as the Overpayment and Reconciliation Bill of 2010. I'm going to modernize that bill, which will force agencies, require them, when there's overpayments made, meaning waste, abuse, and fraud, it needs to be reported and it needs to be focused on to be recovered. That alone could be between $150 and $200 billion. Like I said, this couldn't come any time sooner.
You're talking real money here. Congressman Dan Meuser, thanks for, yeah, really. Thank you, Congressman. We'll see you again real soon.